Welcome back to my channel. Did you watch the most recent episode of The Kardashians? Well, in this episode, Kourtney Kardashian's son, Mason Disick, who she shares with her ex-boyfriend, Scott Disick, he's 14 years old, and he refused to travel with Kourtney and Travis to spend 2 weeks in Australia. That caused a massive stir online to all the people who keep up with the show. A lot of people are saying that it's no surprise that Mason does not want to spend 2 weeks consistently with Kourtney and Travis because of their penchant for extreme PDA. And when I mean extreme PDA, I mean extreme PDA. The two of them are always sucking face, making out to a level that is very gross and uncomfortable for the people around them, including their children, including their siblings, including Kourtney's mother, including staff at a hospital. Do you remember when Kourtney and Travis went to a hospital to try and conceive through IVF, and they just Kourtney kept on actually harassing that woman, in my opinion, by asking the lady said no spit, no this, no that in the sample, and she kept on repeating it as she's rubbing up on Travis. She's like, no spit, are you sure? No, she's like that. There was even a real estate agent who was showing them around homes and stuff when they were looking for a home to share together, and they decided that they want to test out a bench on the out. So what happens? Kourtney mounts onto Travis and they start making out high schoolers who just discovered kissing for the first time. So again, with all of this in mind, the way that they really do not care about the feelings of their kids or anyone else when it comes to their kind of excessive level of PDA, it does not surprise me that 14-year-old Mason noped out on this adventure. Listen, if I were his same age in the same situation, I would have noped out too. I would have rather stayed home with my other parent who was not consistently dry humping somebody in front of my face. So when Kourtney announced the news on the show, she said that Mason stayed home to be with his dad. She described herself as being really sad about it, but that she's making the most of every second on this trip, despite being sad about the fact that her son did not want to join her on it. We saw photos of all of this, you guys, in real time while they were all in Australia. It looked like they had a great time with the remaining kids. We saw them grabbing ice cream on the beach. We saw Travis skateboarding in Australia, all sorts of different things. But, I did want to just hop on and discuss the Mason situation with you guys because I feel like this was a really, a rather interesting topic about PDA. I personally do not think that there's anything wrong with PDA within a reasonable degree or level. You know what I mean? I feel like Kimberly and Kanye, they had a certain level of PDA on this show that was not really excessive until I think there was this one moment where I was like, oh, that's a little bit TMI and a little gross. Kim was doing a photo shoot and then she was ovulating. And so she called Kanye to come bone her in the bathroom of this place that they were doing the shoot, or the change room, or something, a closet. And I was like, that's a little uncomfortable to be telling people, hey, we're about to go bone in. You know what I mean? That was disgusting. But yeah, when you take it to a level where you're mounting on someone and you're grinding up on them and you're dry humping them in front of other people, that's way too much, and that's really, really childish. And, it's embarrassing and just uncomfortable for children. Her children have expressed as much. We've seen Mason talk about it. We've seen Penelope also talk about being uncomfortable by the PDA. But Kourtney keeps on, letting these people know, these kids. And, it sounds crazy when I say these people. I'm talking, I'm talking about strangers. But she keeps on letting these kids know that she doesn't really care all that much. This is her man. She's sticking beside him and the excessive PDA. And everybody else just has to deal with it. Well, listen, when you say everybody else has to deal with it and you're not going to tone down the things you're doing to make them uncomfortable, you get results like this, like your child refusing to come and vacation with you because he knows that you are going to make him extremely uncomfortable and there's nowhere else that he can go for 14 days straight. That's rather sad when you think about it, but I digress. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.